Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May the 28th of 2026, and the top crypto news is as follows. We'll start today's episode by going to spot Bitcoin ETFs and specifically BlackRock's, where a mysterious ETF holder sold $1.3 billion in just one session. And this sale extremely reflects the Bitcoin price, which has reached up to $72,000. More on the price at the end of the episode. So this is what an investor in BlackRock's ETF has done. Continuing with our ETFs, we'll go to Hyperliquid's Spot ETF, which within the first 10 days managed to absorb 1% of the currency's market capitalization, showing once again what we had said before in crypto news, that institutions seem to really like Hyperliquid. From ETFs, we'll go to an exchange today that doesn't seem to be doing very well, and that's HTX, Mr. Justin Sun's exchange, which the United Kingdom imposed sanctions on because it appears to be cooperating with Russians. More specifically, the UK government imposed sanctions on HTX for providing capital, financial resources, goods, or technology to individuals and entities in the Russian financial sector. The British government specifically accuses HTX of providing financial services to A7, a Russian crypto exchange platform that has its own stablecoin pegged to the ruble A7A5, which according to experts is used by the Russian state to avoid international sanctions. Regarding the sanctions the exchange received, from today all institutions in the country are prohibited from entering into any financial relationship with the exchange, and any transaction within the blockchain that at some point passes through HTX can now be considered a prohibited transaction. So based on what I just told you, Bybit itself is staying away from HTX, as it told us that transfers connected to HTX may cause additional checks, so be careful, while the exchange itself denies any claims of sanctions from the UK. Nevertheless, there's Global Ledger, which states that the exchange has processed approximately $21.06 billion in high-risk crypto flows between 2021 and 2026. Of this total, $7.64 billion are connected to high-risk Russian entities, while British officials told us that the exchange helped transfer $1.5 billion back to Russia's coffers. So these are the details about this particular exchange. Continuing to our crypto personalities, we'll go to Mr. Vitalik, who sees things differently. I can say, as we learn that Ethereum's co-founder will pause his long-term blog posts to write a science fiction novel about decentralized governance. As Ethereum's co-founder told Forecaster, chapters 1 and 2 of his novel have already been published on his personal account, and he'll sit down to write the rest. I'll assume at this point that Mr. Vitalik, through his novel, is trying to envision how decentralized governance that we want to bring to crypto would work in practice. So as I said at the beginning, Mr. Vitalik sees things from a different perspective. Moving to prediction markets, we'll go to Rain token today, which rose 44% and more. I can say, as Rain is integrated into Polymarket and Kalshi as the third largest prediction platform based on TVL. Let's say the article mentions it has a TVL of $100 million, but on the official website I found that its TVL has now reached $145 million. As a result, all this news has made its price skyrocket 90% on the daily chart. So if someone deals with prediction markets, this is a coin you might want to study more. And for our last coin of the day, we'll go to something I hope we see more and more in the coming years. And this is specifically that South Korean prosecutors filed charges against a group for allegedly illegal trafficking of coins involving a meme coin on Solana, obviously, named K-Fleet. The main suspect, surnamed Park, appears to have presented himself as the father of the nation on social media platforms and promoted Ko-Fi as an independent third party before executing a scam that caused damages of $599,000 to at least 256 investors. Prosecutors claim the group promoted Ko-Fi on social media, let the coin's price rise 1,000 times within 26 hours, and then sold their stake for $260,000 in illegal profit. This here is the coin we're talking about, and you can clearly see how much it rose and how quickly they sold. So I hope such cases are seen more intensively by the law in the coming years. And we've come to go to our beloved crypto market. Bitcoin stands at $73,000, having reached $72,000. We obviously lost our support, and the next support is at about $70,000. And oil was found sharply at $87 and now has reached $92. And as you've already understood, Iranian state media announced the first details of a cooperation memorandum for peace between Israel and Iran. Where it seemed there might be light at the end of the tunnel, and that's why oil fell. We learned that the US military carried out new attacks against Iran after Iran launched drones against ships in the Strait of Hormuz. And that's why the oil price rose to $92. So, from the oil price, I fully understood what's happening. Regarding Bitcoin, what I was expecting, my dear audience, was for the year-over-year CPI to come out. Based on this number, I was expecting Bitcoin to make some move, a move it perhaps made much earlier, before the number even came out. So I'll simply predict that perhaps it's not such a good number, and that's why Bitcoin moved. But these are my personal assumptions for now. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, May the 28th of 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.